Well, good day, viewers. The subject of the Jost Van Dyke Primary School remains an issue here on the sister island. Where recently, residents took to social media on the popular Facebook page, Real BVI Community Board, where they would voice their concerns on a persistent issue here at the school. Well, they say that government would have promised or made several promises to basically address these issues, but yet nothing still have been done. Well, viewers, take a listen to what these residents and parents had to say on the subject matter. We started the journey by first taking a look at the present location of the Jost Van Dyke Primary School, where I was able to walk around the perimeter of the school to see some of the many concerns that have been raised by residents over the years. Well, after passing the swamp-like water to make our way into the premises of the school, we immediately noticed the mold that existed on the exterior of the school building. In an effort to give greater insight on the extent of the mold situation at the school, we reached out to Principal Laverne Blyden to gain permission to enter the classrooms to capture footage. However, in an aggressive tone, she said she does not speak to the media and said she was not granted us permission to enter the empty classrooms to take footage of the mold. While the unexpected manner of the response did not deter our news team from painting the true picture of the situation as we began our journey on the streets of Great Harbour, where this led us to Dexter Donovan, a father of 6, who pulled to the side of the road while commuting to speak his mind on the situation.
This been on my mind, and like I tired of the promises too, because I got 6 children, you understand, and all of them to go to school here, except this one, this one never go in school, right? But really and truly, if you check it out, I asked my, if you think back about it, and I asked my godfather, Pippi Kendrick. I tell him, I say, you went school here too? He said, yeah, he went school here too. And he said, just like how that school is how it is now. So that's from he's 60 years, he's about 60 years now. And that's how that school is. It never changed. You understand? And that's a problem. Look, I got children this small here, you understand, gonna grow up, right? And still end up bigger in the same school. That's why the school is in a mess how it is. You understand? And to me, how I seen it, right? And a lot of other people here on the island seen it, is like kind of in a way like the system looking out for the other places more than the school. And the school is what important, because the school, the training is the future. You understand? The training is the same persons them, right, who want to get big, right, and gotta run the immigrations, or gotta run the police station, or gotta run these other government places. You understand? And right now, if you check it out, they have a brand new immigration over there. You understand? Every day man coming to work and the place, that's a place where them just built with AC, everything in it. The same thing with the police station. You understand? So I don't know what's going on, and the school is a mess. You understand? And now, them saying the school have mold. So if the school got mold, I was thinking in a way, right? Well, these places build up and thing, this is a place where I should check up about, because it's the children I'm dealing with, and them is the future. You understand? So I don't understand how come we gotta be going through this here, and we got school here, an old school, or all the way. I went school in it, right? My godfather went school in it, my uncle must have went school in it, my father must have went school in it, my mother must have went the same school. And the most we gain is just paint over. When we tell them anything about it, they come, paint it over, maybe touch it up a little, and good to go again. We can't settle for that no more. You understand? It's been there too long. It need to just broke down and build back up. You understand? It's a time for everything. And this is a time now. This is a new generation. We tired of it. We want it broke down, and we want a whole brand new school for the new generation. This is 2022 again. You understand? We need a change. We need a difference. You understand? A change is good, and this is what we need right now, and this is what we're fighting for. And if I ain't think I should fight for it, I think I should fight for it, because I got 6 children. 6 children going to school here. Come on. I got to be pushing for it. You understand? And I tired of this here. You understand? We went through a lot of that, and we don't want to go through that no more. The teachers getting sick from in the school, getting mold in them lungs. You understand? The children them coming home sick. Right now it's COVID time. You understand? And this is thing what COVID want. This is the thing what Delta, wherever them say going wrong now, this is what I want. We don't want to hear no more promises. We tired of promises. If we got to put on we feet, we going to put on we feet. You understand? We tired of that. If we have to get donations or do whatever I have to do to put it out there, we have to broadcast it, we have to make it worldwide that we need help with it without churning. I believe we need that. You understand? Look at this one here. In the next look, right now you got a little cold from teething, right? But if he had daycare right now and he have to go school in the daycare, it's more he dealing with. So think about it. When you got teething, like if your teeth coming up, you dribble and you get a little cold, you get a little runny nose, whatever. But if I can't send, if I had a daycare over here, I can't send. I wouldn't want, as a parent, I might not want to send my child to daycare right now. I know I got to hold you on because if I know how the school is and then he done trigger in cold, right? It only make it worse. It might get he mold and he lungs too. You understand? And all the children getting sick and it'll spread. Children is a thing, them no touch up each other, them playing and thing, and then wiping them nose, it's spreading. You understand? And then now them bring it home to the parents. You understand? So it's a whole heap of make sure we need a better solution than it's here. You understand? We need a better solution than it's here. I don't even think about building a school with AC and them kind of thing. Let it be a open out environment school. You understand? Right now, Foxy's, they train them. Right now, I don't want to even say it, but they train them. Right now, them feel the best place for them is an open environment. If you could build a big building that it could be open, that you could breathe oxygen in, like fresh air. To me, I think that even better.
I also had the pleasure of speaking to Miss Janice Graham, a part-time resident who has more than 3 decades of teaching in the US Virgin Islands and the United States of America. She made it clear that she was not bashing any government, but felt that measures to address the dire situation at the school have been reactive over the years.
I don't expect the schools here to be like the schools elsewhere. And I'm not here to criticize any government because I really don't understand the process. And it seems like government here is asked to do a lot of things and be all and end all for everybody. But what concerns me is how this situation at the public school here is driven by crisis. School opens in September, no attention was paid to maintenance. And now the kids cannot go back to school because of mold. That is not a suitable environment for children. But I don't see fixing the current buildings as a solution because all you're doing is putting paint on top of a problem and it will return. What I would like to see is the name calling to stop and the infighting and blaming to stop and for us to come up with a real solution for these children on Jost Van Dyke. These children should not be hanging out at Foxy's, having an education upstairs while there's a bar, an active bar downstairs. But at the same time, it is 10 times worse to be in that building. I will not go close to that building because there are a lot of health issues that result from having constant exposure to mold. And that is wetlands, and it's going to always happen. I've been here from a child. The story is that my grandmother donated that land for the school, my great-grandmother. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that is wetlands. That's the pond or an extension of the pond. It's always moist in there. They need to move the school and they need to find a permanent solution. And if that's and if there's a temporary need, then they have to find a temporary need that doesn't sit on that site. It's not good.
And obviously one of the solutions government would have proposed is a new school, a new design and stuff on a new location. Obviously, according to government, that will take some time. What do you think needs to be the imminent solution right now for these children here on Jost Van Dyke?
Well, we need a temporary solution, but it needs to be not on that site because you continue to have the same issues. When it rains a lot, there's sewage water in that area. I mean, the mold in that concrete will not go away. The government knows from this government, last government, I don't know, when you say government, whoever is in charge knows that from the administration building in Totola, right on Wickham's Key, that has been an issue, mold. We're not going to solve it by putting another structure on top of what's there. You can't solve it. I don't know. I don't have the solutions. I don't know what their budget is. I don't know what their abilities are. I can't speak for government and I don't try to. But we need to come together as a community with the government and maybe find somewhere to put a temporary structure.
I also spoke to concerned resident Mr. Aisha Shinri, who said he was also tired of the promises made to residents to resolve the situation. He said the temporary location with the children upstairs of popular Foxy's restaurant was not fitting to the students, considering a close proximity to a bar. He made it clear he was not speaking badly of the Foxy's establishment, as it is only trying to assist the children. However, he said the environment was just not suitable for children.
The promises and the softness up to believe that we're going to have a school soon for the trend, right, for the children of this island. All of a sudden, we have the kids going to school upstairs at Foxy's. One of the most degrading and I think shameful thing that we could have had in this island. Where part tourists coming in from morning till whenever the school is finished, 1 o'clock. Tourists coming in from morning there, and then after all of a sudden, our kids supposed to be taught to ignore what's happening downstairs with the kids. You know, like what's happening downstairs with the tourists coming in and still able to learn, and we being promising that we're going to get containers to come over here and able to at least assist one of the lowest form of a school. Containers, and even them we can't get up until now, till the kids had to move upstairs at Foxy's, another degrading situation. Instead of, we have them for right now, because we need a school we've been promised for years, from before this administration, from before this government in. But at least now, if they're looking at emergency situation to fulfill, we can't put the kids in, we don't have enough big enough place to house our kids to go school, and a big enough convenient place that our kids must. So if it's talking about emergency situation, they need to bring them trailers properly fixed, and fix them before they bring them, not bring them, have we wait for weeks over here to house it. I mean, just a solution to start with. Otherwise, we need our school. I cannot go on talking about a solution with something emergency. That's as much as I could say. That the containers were the promise that we could house the training them and the school campus until when the school starts. But I think we immediately need the school starting, and we've been promised it too long. And if so much other things could happen, as soon as a white person, a tourist, an investor come to fix, to talking about building some houses, to rent, wherever the situation is, on the hillside, right? I may be saying don't have the right idea of what they're going to do, but as soon as some investors come, we have a piece of road fixing. We're going to be devastating to this harbor here if the rest of the road will fix. But that road fixing, so to accommodate the tourists who are coming, the investor who are coming, it makes me feel that so much more could be done here for us. And then it would accommodate the tourists too. Because the tourists ain't coming here without us being on this island. So I can't see, we could brag on a piece of road fix for the tourists, right? Mostly to benefit them, right? And then even self a school where our kids who are going to be the future men and women for tomorrow don't have a school, proper school to learn. I think that's a shame. And you know something too, let me add to it, right? Unless the people in this island get up and start writing on a chat or get up and start talking, no one come over here to care about how it's going. It's like wherever we fix, we went to the school and fixed it because they said it had mold, and because whatever did happen to the school, there was a little school, we went fix it, and now and then we shut the people mouth up. And then when you look, it start to be bad again, and then they're gone by Foxy. If nobody, none of the parents, nobody don't complain about it, then no one coming over to see, this is a project what we promised to deal with. Let's go over and see how far we go, or let's go over and see the situation and people hear the voice. Unless the people here start to make a noise right up on a chat or something, or somebody start calling in, we don't have a government what caring to come over here. We have government ministers for different situations, for education, for works and everything, right? And we don't see the ministers coming over. We have a representative. We don't see them. And if he probably saying he can't do whatever, then it seems like he shouldn't be there. I don't hate to say it like that. But we need some to know that if we're going to be paying tax, tourist industry coming in here, we know that lots of money, maybe before the pandemic or since this pandemic now start up strong, they might say that not as much. But before this pandemic on, there's so much of millions and billions of dollars probably went from this island, and ain't much spent on this island, right, to say that we could see accomplishment. And now to be asking for a school I think it's but now it's a shame. We should have done had a school. And the only solution right now I could see, this is an emergency solution, is to bring some the containers what they promised. If they know they didn't have them, then they shouldn't have promised them to us. To bring containers and have them fixed properly so that the kids could be in the environment of learning, not upstairs of a restaurant. That's shameful to me. The government should be shame on them to have this going on. Even for one day. The second day they should have done being walking and getting them containers here. Instead of having it going on. And now the people got to, it's an issue the people have to talk now, and we got to be getting upset about it. And if we get too upset, they're going to see the people in Jost Van Dyke's rude. So we're trying to do it on our best behavior. Because after anybody, I don't care which one of them politicians, if one of his cousin or friend, whoever promised him something for 4 or 5 years, right, and this been going on, another one come promise, and you tell me that they don't get frustrated, then they're a human being. It's human nature. And then we have the need for this because and the need for the thing what they say they promise us. Is that we ask for something, we don't need it, we just craving. You know, they're talking about education. Whenever a child go to Tatola and he come out good from school, a high school child, they say, oh, just one extra. And then the next thing, this another situation. Then after the high school, then we can't have much of our kids here. This another, I mean, this apart from the school, but you have to do it school, and our kids who are growing up are going to be the men and women of tomorrow. Because after the kids go out and come out of high school, when they do get to make it up there and come out, we don't have a job here for he to do. So what we do, we claim all the kids back over in Tatola, and our island keeps staying behind. Because the government is situating certain work here, certain offices here, even if it's small, so that when our kids come out of school, that they could say we could come back home and work in our island. So our island keep getting more skimpy with people. The population got to go. We got to get people to come in to do something because our kids don't have no way to work in this island. You know, so it looked like the whole plot is that we don't need education system that powerful here because the kids ain't got nothing to do over here anyway. I asked one high school guy soon to come out of high school, or maybe he start to go college now. So what you gonna do when you come finish here? He say, Uncle Aisha, I don't know if I'm going to come home and stay here because I ain't got nothing here for you to do. You understand? This is what we face here with education. And this have to do with the whole education system. Because this is the men and women who going to be for tomorrow. So what they going to do in this island. But as soon as an investor come, the government quick to come do something for them. Build the roads, and if they need, say they need an ATM machine, which we all know that it's useful in the island, they'll put it there to accommodate the tourists. What about us and our kids? That's as much as I'll have to say now. The rest, I'd like to say to the politicians, each and every one of them, face to face. I would like to talk to each and every one of them face to face so he could look me in my eye and tell me how he feel about the situation we got going on here. And if they think that they're doing enough for her, to brag on a little piece of road or something, we appreciate it, right? But it ain't benefiting us too much. And in the long run, if they don't fix the rest of the road, that gonna mash up, and it gonna mash up the rest of our territory down here in the harbour. Because that's what they're doing up here, and sending the water down with more force if they don't fix that road properly and that road above it. I don't drive on it regular. I talk about the road over the hillside, Kai, Rima, and then they respond quickly and say, we're gonna be over there and we're gonna do something about it. He match them and all of them come over the next day, and I'd feel good. And people here probably like it that they come over and went and check it out. And up until now, nothing has been done with it. And I'd say I got your word on it. I got your word on it, Kai, because you say you're gonna make sure that this be addressed. You tell people over there about it. The road behind Foxy, we part they say they're gonna fix. They rather go up and fix the road up there so that investor could benefit from it than finishing the road behind Foxy here. They start it and stop it. And everybody here got to experience it. Everybody here drive on it every day. I would like them to address what they say or finish what they say they start in here. At least we would at least appreciate that. Everything I mentioned, they say they're going to do. And they're going to address. And up until now, we're still suffering from them same situation. If the rain come too hard and bring out the pond here, we got to think about how we're going to cross the bottom, or if somebody had to come over the hill, how they could get to walk to Wild Bay, how they could get down on this side and come down here to get to the ferry. But it's not their concern, I guess, right? But they expect us to have money going out here from tax, for we paying tax, and the tourists coming in. This is a big tourist industry. If a tourist wants to go up over the hill in a taxi, he can't go. But we say we cater into tourism.
Well, also vocal on the matter was parent Daniel George, who described the situation as very bad for the children. He said he too was fed up with all the promises made to find a plausible solution for the children.
The situation is very bad. Our children is not in a good environment, and the teachers are not in a good environment with the molds, and the school need to be break down. Cause we've been going to the school years now, and the same environment, the same condition it in, and they try to patch up little things, but it's not working. And our children them need a better school and better environment where they could learn better and have a better way where they could understand and be more, where they could learn better, you know. The school is not right. Government need to do better. This was going on for years now. All they're doing is promising, they're going to come and do this, they're going to do that, and they still ain't coming and do nothing. They came and gave us a ATM machine down there, up to now it's not functioning. So the tourists coming and just seeing a empty ATM machine there, you can't get money out of it. So all of this is something we're going through for years. We fed up right now, and we need better
Okay, so let's talk about, I know you mentioned, we were talking about the situation, the children are temporarily relocated at Fort C. A decision, I guess, that was out of despotism, you know, a decision that was made because there was no other choice at the moment in terms of the present location of the children. But based off our conversations, residents here had some ideas regarding some other temporary solutions that could have been made. Speak about that and speak about why the situation at Fort C may not be the best environment for children right now.
Well, they have the place over there at Port. Nobody, well, they have a couple rooms over there and they're not using, so the children could go over there. Plus, they have underneath the police station there, the custom building, children could go there. But upstairs, Foxy's is not a good environment because they have tourists coming in back and forth. Children them upstairs in one big open area. They're not part of, so how are the children them going to learn when one teacher teaching his class and then they have to wait for the other teacher to teach his class or deal with his students or something? That's not right. They need to be in separate classroom where they could learn better. So this is not right.
And also, too, one of the concerns that was raised by a resident, too, according to legislation, is not legal. It is illegal, sorry, to have a school in close proximity to a bar.
Yes. Well, I was just hearing that, so we're gonna check up some more on that. And if it's that, we don't need a school to be upstairs Foxy's. We need it to be some places where it's better for the children.
Well, our next interviewee, Roxanne, said she was frustrated about the situation. She expressed her concerns with children and other students who are all part of the school.
My greatest concern is the kids, right? The kids are the future of tomorrow. And this kid's been promising a school, a healthy, a better environment, and the government is not doing anything about it. We've been promised that in January, the school break-in will be taking place, and up to now that can't done. It can't be done. I don't know what's the problem. And we tired of the fixing and the fixing and the fixing. We're frustrated right now. And right now the kids are upstairs at Foxy's going to school, which is even worse than the environment that was going in at the premises of the school. So what is it the government doing for Jost Van Dyke? What are they doing for the kids? Nothing. All the schools in Tortola, they're functionable. Kids are going to school. Jost Van Dyke is a small population of just about 30 students. There's empty, vacant buildings. You hear? The administration building, customs building is there where the kids could go to school. It's only 30 children or 25 children. Come on, they need to do better than that for the children. I'm frustrated, I'm fed up.
We also were blessed with guidance received by resident Randolph, who took the time to give our news team a tour of the surrounding areas of the school and to explain the various reasons why the school floods when the island experiences inclement weather. He also presented what he believes to be plausible solutions that the Minister of Education and his ministry should take into consideration.
And if you look at the structure of those hills, everything feeds down towards this area. And this area, so when water comes off that hill, remember earlier they were talking about doing construction of roads up there. Now the water is going to come down faster. And everything from this hill, Hatchet Hill, and that hill, everything channels down to this area. Our store got flooded out several times from this. One of the campaign promises,
Sorry, you also spoke about drainage right here. You was pointing here.
The drainage is right here. This is not maintained. And you can also look on the other side. This needs to be raised up where we're on, the culvert that we're on. When water comes down, this whole area floods. And the water is trapped in this area. If you notice, this gentleman built up the land, and his area gets flooded out also. So when the water backs up, it floods the school. As you can see, the road is higher than the school. So it's a bowl. And this used to be a pond. So now they want to compound the situation by putting the school back on the same pond.
Okay, so Khalil, what I want you to do is just grab some footage through this video, so through this window here, where you can see the school. The gentleman is talking about the water comes down this roadway and travels through that area and basically floods the school. So that's what you were talking about, right?
Exactly. So now they're building a platform to do the trailers. My suggestion is, why are we wasting money and building a platform there when this could be avoided? Because it would have to be torn down again, because this is going to be a soccer field or a playground for the community. Where the school, the family donated the land for the school, is right here. Right here where these goats are.
Okay.
This solves a lot of problems. A, you move it away from the pond. B, this entire land could have so many buildings on it. It can have a school, it can have an auditorium, it can have a cafeteria. My suggestion is to instead of spending money on the school and building those platforms there, is to clear the land one time and put either the platform on either side, one side of the lot, build a platform, put the trailers on while the school is being built. While the school is being built, we can be having school, and after the school have been built, remove the trailers, the containers, and now you have an instant parking lot. We had meetings with the minister before, and the minister have said that with his engineer that this is too steep. We don't see how this is too steep to build a school. The school is, you see that common tree? If the lot is from there down. How is this too steep?
And you're talking about the tamarind tree up there, right?
That one right there.
Okay. That's a lot of property.
Yes, it is. It was donated by a family to build the school. So what I'm saying is, if you clear one side, build a platform, put the trailers on top of it, then build a one-way road, one way in, one way out. That will calm the concern about the kids crossing the road. The parents can drop the kids off, come in one way, and drive right back out. It's a simple solution than trying to rebuild the school back where it was actually in the beginning was a problem. And even the elders who went to the school said that was a bad solution of putting it in the pond. And as you can see, this entire area is a pond. It's a natural pond. If you drive up some more, let me show you. Also, it will also force the government to move this, because this is an eyesore to the tourists, and move it somewhere else. Now, if you look at it, this is the pond.
Oh.
You see the picture now.
And that, indeed, I mean, apart from it being a pond, an eyesore is unkept as well, and it's a hazard.
Yes, it is. Mosquitoes. It needs to be cleared out. So when rainwater comes in, it will catch the water, and then fresh water will go into the harbor. If you hear when it floods, the harbor is brown and it have destroyed all coral reefs. So we need to restore this natural pond. and bring in some of the salt water to make it brackish so mosquitoes cannot breed in there. There are solutions, but they are not listening. Now, I will say this. Mr. Wheatley, whenever I complain, he reaches out and he says he's working on it. But we're tired of talking. And I think that's where the frustration you guys got today. They're tired of hearing talk and no action. We're seeing action at the school, but that is not a viable solution. Why not do it here right now? What is the problem of putting a platform on the property and putting the containers there? If he can answer that question, why that is a better solution than putting it right here, we would like to hear it.
And you just mentioned, you said Mr. Wheatley. Are you talking about which minister? Because it's Mr. Wheatley and it is Dr. Wheatley. Which minister are you referring to? Because I know this here could be Minister of Natural Resources.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Wheatley.
I'm talking about the Minister of Education.
Okay, Dr. Wheatley.
Yes.
Okay.
The Minister of Education. He do reaches out, and he does tell us he's working on it. He does tell us the last one was the budget, and we understand the budget, but you have money to spend on that again. I think we should leave that alone, because now if you build this platform, now you have to spend money to tear it down, to build back a soccer field or to build back the baseball field. Why are you spending it on wasting money on two things? Then while you can just simply just put it right there.
Understood. So based off your understanding too, because government did say that they had planned to break ground on the new designs and also on the new location for the school, but apparently based off what you're saying, it seems as though there's some disparity regarding the decision to go forward on whether they will actually place.
We
the school
don't
here.
know. He has said several times he will update, and we have not gotten an update yet. Now you hear the parents' concern on Foxy's. Well valid. Also, one of the things they did not bring up is that now the kids are sharing the same bathroom as tourists. They're not secured. Okay? I heard there were solutions of putting it in the administration building, which is more secured. And it's only temporary. So I think he needs to listen and implement good ideas. Listen, and he always asks for solutions. And I'm a solution guy. I do believe in solutions, okay? And one of the solutions that I don't think that he can find a negative on is why you're not building or breaking ground here and saving money? Why are we wasting money on putting it back on the same ground that's causing us a problem? Now, when we have a flood, how is the trailers going to stay dry? They have to build it up. But now the other question is, how are the kids going to cross the water to get into the trailer? Because when it floods, it takes a while before that water recedes to go down to safe enough for them now to go to the trailer. So now we're not going to have use of the trailer while the water is still high. Now, water do not stand on this land. It cannot stand on this land. So why don't you just use it right now? As you can see, the fence line is right there, so you can put the trailers simply right there. And then later on, when you remove the trailers, it can be a parking lot. Now you're saving money.
So your solution, as opposed to government putting in the trailers and designing them for that location where the school is at right now, why not make access and make use to the land that was given from a resident here basically, and just start to utilize the land so that it makes it easier for developing it when it comes to constructing the new buildings going forward?
Exactly. And it will be, hold on. Okay. Also, it will solve the mold issue. It will solve the flooding issue. It will solve, now the teachers can go back to teach. As I told you, my wife is one of the teachers that got sick from the mold, and it's a permanent damage. And so now let's talk about solutions, because we have the problem. Also the solution too is, and I would like to get it through the ministry, is maintenance, proper maintenance of the schools, all the schools. I think the issues with the schools of being mold is that most of the schools are closed down during the summer, during the hurricane, during the holidays, during extended the breaks. The ACs are turned off. These homes now are more energy efficient, and if you turn off the building, it's a breeding ground for mold because it gets humid. So why the ACs are not kept on? Why there are not quarterly inspections of the school? The inspection of the school should not be when the mold is evident. It should be before then to keep the schools mold free. Meaning if you have to hire a mold company, then you have to do that because it would be more expensive to get rid of the mold than to prevent the mold.
Well, there you have it, viewers. Well, you heard the concerns raised by parents, and you also heard the concerns raised by those residents who are not parents. Well, it's evident that the issue is a major one that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. But the only question is, when will a real resolution be brought to the table to address this matter? Until next time, I'm Kamal Haynes reporting for 284 News.